Well, today it's anchor roller phase 2. I've filled the holes I drilled yesterday with epoxy and ground them down, and tonight I'm going to put the bowsprit back on the drill press and hopefully get some straight, well-aligned holes aligned or drilled through the bowsprit. These are the plates that need to be mounted. They will go on here like so. And the roller will sit in there like so. And then that leaves me with mounting the bowsprit platform back on the top, finishing off the end fitting, which is just a matter of drilling the screws that hold it in place. I need to penetrating epoxy this, and once that's done, it's pretty much ready to put back on the boat. So my Samson post needs sanding and finishing, my boomkin beams need sanding and finishing, and we're ready to start putting stuff back together. How awesome is that? In the meantime, I've got some drilling to do, so come along. For all you do-it-yourselfers out here, I hope my video logs of my successes and my failures are helpful. You don't have to make the same mistakes that I do. And I wanted to show you something. You just saw how careful I was lining up the bowsprit on the drill press. I made sure it was level horizontally, vertically. I used 2 levels to make sure that everything was in plumb and aligned and everything worked out. Take a look at how it worked out. This is the side that I drilled into. So you can see from this side, it looks fine, right? It's not perfectly centered here, but I didn't really expect it to be. But the other side, tell me how that happens. You can see down in the hole that I have just nicked the wood going down about 1 inch. How does that happen? From where I'm standing, looking down the hole, it looks like it's perfectly aligned and bored, but obviously it isn't. This one will do. There's about 1/8 of an inch, about 1/8 of an inch epoxy there, which is sufficient. I basically wanted the epoxy not for strength, but for waterproofness. And this one here, it's obviously a fail again. So, not sure what to do with it. I seem to be making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, but I don't know what the mistake is. I was exceedingly careful. I used 2 levels. I counted for the angle on the bowsprit itself, because it's not level. Like when it's laying on its side like this, the fore end will be a little bit lower than the aft end because I had it taper cut. So there's going to be a bit of an angle there, but I accounted for that. I used the drill press. I used an auger bit instead of a spade bit, and still it doesn't go through. Well, you know what? I just remembered something. I did use a spade bit. I used the spade bit to over drill. I think I may just fill that with penetrating epoxy and call it a day, rather than drill it and fill it again. Because if I drill it again, I actually have to move the hole. Like I'd have to drill it with the 1-inch bit in the center here to get the necessary room on the edge. This is when you need a coach. I don't have a coach. If you have a coach, talk to your coach. This is a bit of a quandary for me. I'm very puzzled. I don't know what's going on or what I should do about it. So here I have the anchor roller fitted without the nuts to clamp it in place tight. And I put the bowsprit platform over top just to check the opening, and it lines up. Everything lines up perfectly, just like I had planned. See? So why on earth? It must have been that 1-inch spade bit that went off track. And the straight auger went straight. It's a bit of a mystery. But that's what it was supposed to look like. That's what it does look like. So I think I'll be safe just putting some penetrating epoxy in there. Well, I have hit upon what I think is a very cunning plan. When I was taking the roller hardware off, I realized that the holes were in exactly the right place, but just too far aft. And that if I simply shifted them forward, I wouldn't have to over drill again. I would have to re-drill again. So I filled them up with epoxy again, and next time I drill them, I will just make sure that when I was using the actual plates as a template, and when I put the plate on the wood to drill it, I'll just shift it forward. Am I clever or what? Well, I think so. Okay, so not a complete write-off. Not pleased that I have to fill and drill yet again, but it's not a complete disaster as it could have been. And the evening is young. I'm going to go home and have some supper and relax. And tomorrow's Friday. So as always, fair winds, following seas. God bless. Oh, and by the way, if you wouldn't mind hitting the old thumbs up button over here, that'd be great.